Hello and welcome to, what are we on? The Shanty Sessions 56.
Hey!
And so I'm Stephen, and this here, by a process of elimination, is
It's me.
Paul. Yeah. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're okay. I hope you're surviving this terrible weather, depending where you are, I would say. We are going to be doing some shanties over the next hour, and then we're going to be heading over to Zoom. And anybody who wants to come in and have a chat about shanties, have a shanty chat, you're very welcome to. If you want to do that, please just visit our webpage, www.thevoicecloud.co.uk/Zoom, and you can get tonight's Zoom details, the login, the meeting ID, and the passcode. Okay, but look, we've got a few things to mention. The first is that we're actually commemorating or observing May Day. Which obviously is not today, because today is Star Wars Day, but on the 1st of May, traditionally it's May Day, and it's also International Workers' Day. So we are going to be doing some songs this evening that have a kind of a focus on the workers, and it's difficult to do a true shanty without not having a focus on working songs, because shanties are working songs, but particularly we're interested in making sure that the workers are looked after, and I think there's no fewer songs in our repertoire that are concerned with that than this next one, The Worst Old Ship. So we're going to bring that in so you can sing along if you'd like to, or if you have folders, it's number 9. Now we know this from hey, look, we got some autofocus issues, so we're going to try and solve that, but we know this from A Slice of Suffolk and this book here by J. Masefield, A Sailor's Garland. And anyway, let's give you the song. I might just have a quick check of the camera.
In the meantime, I'm going to tell you, what would May the 4th, i.e. Star Wars Day, have to do with shanties? Well, somebody has cured that, finally. I know you're all desperate for that. With a version of John Kanaka. I wonder if Stephen saw that on Facebook recently.
Yes, I did, actually.
Yeah, as in Ben Kenobi Nobi to Ray.
Yes, I did. Yeah,
good. I thought you had.
So we are going to give you a version of The Worst Old Ship. We'll take that out. Worst old ship that ever did sailed out of Harwich on a windy day, and we're waiting for the day that we get our pay. She was built in Roman time, held together with bits of twine, and we're waiting for the day that we get our pay. Nothing in the galley, nothing in the hold. Skippers turned in with a bag of gold, and we're waiting for the day that we get our pay. On forefootness she sprang a leak near a poor old timber's creek, and we're waiting for the day that we get our pay. We pumped our way round Lowestoft Ness when the wind back round to the west southwest, and we're waiting for the day that we get our pay. Into the Humber and up the town, pump you gliders, pump or drown, and we're waiting for the day that we get our pay, and we're waiting for the day that we get our pay. Okay, waiting for the day. So I think we usually credit Mr. Bob Roberts with having archived or collected that on behalf of us Suffolk folks. Certainly the Suffolk versions of the lyrics, anyway, mentioning Orford Ness, Lowestoft, and the Humber. Not so much Suffolk, but certainly sailors coming out of Suffolk, Lowestoft, and even Great Yarmouth in Norfolk would have gone past the Humber plenty of times. Anyway, let's pop over to the, as we say, the comments corner, and Paul can tell you what's what there.
Hello, over at Comments Corner.
He says hello over at Comments Corner.
Yes, I do. So first off, Sarah Jordan says, good evening, everyone. And then Linda Boyce says, evening, everyone. Jackie Draper says, hello, everyone. Laura Newton seems like a new name on the comments section, certainly in Comments Corner. Hello to Laura Newton. She says, evening. Wonderful guy called Tom McQuillan says, hello, everyone. Nice to be here again. Hope you're all well. You too, Tom. We've got Michelle Gallagher in the house. She says, good evening. And Carly Franklin says, good evening, Paul and Stephen and everyone. The Woods household, they join us live on they join us live on YouTube, because you can watch us on our Facebook pages or you can watch us on YouTube. And Michelle Gallagher says, great interpretation of me and my shadows to open the show. Something like that. Ben Southern joins us. She says, evening, everyone. And Tracy Barnard, or Kevin perhaps, says, evening, shipmates. Karen Reed joins us, saying evening with a little smiley emoticon. Rosemary Balkett says, evening, everyone, singing together. Well, we hope you're singing with us as well. So thank you very much, Rosemary. A couple of rounds of applause from Sarah Jordan. And Pat Briggs also says, evening, everyone. Well, good evening to all of you. Thank you very much for joining us. We're delighted to have your company this evening, and we hope you're all singing along just like Rosemary is. We try to display the lyrics as much as possible so that there's no excuse.
That's true, yeah. I hope you can hear Paul okay. I'm aware that I'm probably a little louder at the moment, but I do hope you can hear him over there in that corner, because stupidly we have not put a microphone out for him. But never mind. We're going to crack on. And we're going to keep the explanations to a bit of a minimum. But so you know plenty about this, because we talk about it too much every time we sing it. But it's a beautiful, beautiful song, a wonderful melody. And the Corries is the version that I first fell in love with. So this is a song called Kishmaul's Galley. Bit more reverb.
Bit more atmosphere.
2-2, yeah. High from the banner hay, on a day of days, seaward I gaze, watching Kishmaul's galley sailing. Ahi-yahoo, valley-yahoo. Homeward she bravely battles against the hurtling wave, nor hook nor yards, anchor cable nor tackle has she. Ahi-yahoo, valley-yahoo. Now against wind and tide they brought her to 'neath Kishmaul's walls, Kishmaul's castle, our ancient glory. Ahi-yahoo, valley-yahoo. Here's wine and feast for our heroes, and harping too, sweet harping too.
watching Kishmaul's galley sailing. Ahi-ya-hu-oh, 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 Ahi-ya-hu-oh.
Hey, Kishmaul's Galley there. Paul on dulcimer. I think that's the first time that dulcimer has made an outing. We're going to take the lyrics off anyway.
Of course we are.
Yeah, and second camera too. And we're going to, what are we going to do? Let's bring to you this week's word of the week. How you heard it, boy? Courtesy of the wonderful book by Edward Moore, Suffolk Words and Phrases, printed originally 1823. And we choose from that every week because we're very proud of our Suffolk heritage. We choose from that every week a word that we think maybe is not so popular or in common usage. And there are a surprising amount that still are here in Suffolk, or that we certainly think we may have heard on a few occasions previously. And this is it for this week. Hulking. Let us know what you think hulking might mean. Okay, so we're going to pop there, and then I think we're going to do some comments.
Yes, we are. So, first off, Sandra Warner joins us. She says, evening all. Good evening, Sandra Warner. And Linda Boyce says, sound is a lot better this week. Well, that's good to know. Michelle Gallagher offers some rounds of applause. Thank you very much, Michelle. And Carly Franklin says, sounds really lovely with both of you singing. I can't wait till we all are singing together. So, yes, we feel the same way. And finally, first up, Sarah Jordan gets straight in there with a guess on the Suffolk word or phrase. And she wonders, could hulking mean shifting something heavy? Well, I see where you're going with that, and I like it. Could be hulking. What do you think it is? Make it humorous, make it ostentatious. Jackie Draper wonders, is hulking something big or enormous? And I won't take offense at that. Marion Bouchard says, could you tell me which chords you use for Kishmaul's galleys? Just the basics. I can try to figure out the rest. I think it's just the basics.
Yeah, it very much is the basics, Marianne. If it's not the basics, we're not playing guitar or anything stringed. Let me tell you that. I really wouldn't. We've just kind of worked them out by looking at what the Corries play, although they play it on mandolin, so you have to obviously transpose the fingering. But we think the verse is just D entirely, D, and then the chorus G to D, first line G to D, and then A to G to D, and we're putting an A7 in as well. So, but we're happy to message you that. So
it's an old Scottish song, so it would have been dronal deliberately, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Played on the old pipes.
Yes. Anyway, look, we're going to do a song now. It's not in our repertoire, so we won't be displaying the lyrics. But this has a kind of I'm going to say a gospely feel, but certainly it's wet adjacent or maritime themed. So this is a song called "Heading to the Sea of the Lord." Paul's going to lead it.
Floating in the water, flowing with the river, heading to the sea of the Lord. Taking me to heaven, staying there forever, treading into trouble no more. All my days spent fighting the torrent of the raging river, the raging rolling river, too afraid to float with the current that's heading to the sea of the Lord. I'm floating in the water, flowing with the river, heading to the sea of the Lord. Taking me to heaven, staying there forever, treading into trouble no more. Well, the hand of sin tried to drag me under of the raging river, the raging rolling river. The tide moves fast and sounds like thunder, and it's heading to the sea of the Lord. I'm floating in the water, flowing with the river, heading to the sea of the Lord. Taking me to heaven, staying there forever, treading into trouble no more. All my life been terrified of failure, the raging river, the raging rolling river. The holy vessel makes every man a sailor, and it's heading to the sea of the Lord. Floating in the water, flowing with the river, heading to the sea of the Lord. Taking me to heaven, staying there forever, treading into trouble no more. Marching into battle as a faithful soldier, the raging river, the raging rolling river, straightened by the righteous hand upon my shoulder, and I'm heading to the sea of the Lord. Floating in the water, flowing with the river, heading to the sea of the Lord. Taking me to heaven, staying there forever, treading into trouble no more. Faith will keep my head above the surface. The raging river, the raging rolling river. Courage finds my heart when I feel nervous, and I'm heading to the sea of the Lord. Floating in the water, flowing with the river, heading to the sea of the Lord. Taking me to heaven, staying there forever, treading into trouble no more. Sinners will be saved before they perish. The raging river, the raging rolling river, through the sun the Lord gave for us to cherish, and I'm heading to the sea of the Lord. Floating in the water, flowing with the river, heading to the sea of the Lord. Taking me to heaven, staying there forever, treading into trouble no more, no more. We'll be treading into trouble no more.
So that song was a song of Paul's there. Just a song of Paul's there, and he writes a lot. He's quite prolific, but he doesn't often let us share them. So it's nice when we do get to. So I'm going to. No sound, Tomash.
Tomash, really sorry to hear you've got no sound. I think other people are hearing us okay. So
yeah, maybe though, maybe someone could just quickly let us know. No problem with sound here. That's good. So Tomash, I'm very aware that when we say, "Oh, we're sorry you can't hear," you won't hear that, will you? So maybe we'll just quickly type out a quick comment to say, make sure your audio is turned up, or refresh the screen, or something like that. Anyway, let's see what else. Oh, Tomash also says technical problems. Tomash, Paul's going to type you a message anyway. So I'm going to do your song now. Sorry about that. I'm going to do you a song now. This is round 1852, and this is we've got a screen share issue as well. Maybe there are some technical problems. So this is a song that, again, the late great Bob Roberts was credited really with collecting on behalf of the locals here in Suffolk. The technical people in folk call this a catalogue song, which generally means it's of communal composition. And actually, I think that's the case for many shanties. I think there's so many mondegreens, which means a slightly different lyrical version, and it's based on the fact that different counties or different countries even they change the lyrics so that they're a bit more topical to landmarks or particular sailors or particular boats and so on. But anyway, this one was considered local, but obviously the Roud Folk Index says otherwise. It says everyone had a local version, and there are some wonderful recordings out there. And in fact, on I'm going to forget, we will credit at the end the website and the archive, but Phil Hammond of Morston in North Norfolk, he recorded a version which he sung to none other than Peter Kennedy in 1952. It was recorded for a BBC archive, but it's not on their website. Before the end, we'll pop in the chat where we found it, but it goes like this. My dad was a fisherman bold, and he lived till he grew old, till he opened the pane and popped out the flame, just to see how the wind do blow, just to see how the wind do blow. Till he opened the pane and popped out the flame, just to see how the wind do blow.
He often said to me, you'll be wise before you go. Do you open the pane and pop out the flame, just to see how the wind do blow, just to see how the wind do blow. Do you open the pane and pop out the flame, just to see how the wind do blow.
When the north wind roughly blows, then I lay right snug below, and I open the pane and pop out the flame, just to see how the wind do blow, just to see how the wind do blow. And I open the pane and pop out the flame, just to see how the wind do blow.
When the wind comes from the west,
Adam West,
it'll blow hard at the best. So I open the pane and pop out the flame, just to see how the wind do blow, just to see how the wind do blow. So I open the pane and pop out the flame, just to see how the wind do blow.
Yay, so wonderful version there. Or rather, I should say, our interpretation of a wonderful version by the late Phil Hammond of Morston in Norfolk. Anyway, let's pop back to...
I'm going to say, please can you pop in the comment sections what you think this fantastic Suffolk word or phrase might mean. We borrow from this book, which is called Suffolk Words and Phrases by Edward Moore. This was published in 1823, no less and no more. And today we take the word hulking from it. What do you think that might mean? Hulking. Please do pop in the comments and make it humorous, make it cheeky, make it quite earnest if you like. But don't go cheating and checking on that there Google. Think of it yourself. Perhaps you already know what it means because you're used to the Suffolk word and phrase. And perhaps you've just heard it before. But pop it in. Let us know what you think. We'd love to have some guesses from yourselves. And not only that, but it's about time we said thank you very much to our funders, People's Health Trust. They very kindly fund us to make sure that we can carry on engaging with our wonderful group, the Road Shanty Chorus, even through this pandemic era. They've been supportive, they've guided us, and of course they've funded us, which has made quite the difference. And that's been going on for nearly 2 years now, and prior to that as well, through the Active Communities Programme, they've seen their way fit to releasing money to keep this project going, and very grateful we are to them. So thank you very much, People's Health Trust.
Yeah. So I'm going to do you a song now. We've done this one just once before on in the last just over a year, funnily enough, that we've been doing this. And it's a song called Whip Jamboree, or Whoop Jamboree, Whoop or Whip. Yeah, it goes like this. And now, me lads, be of good cheer, for the Irish coast will soon draw near. Set a course for Old Cape Clear up, Jenny, get your old gigs done. Whip, jamboree, whip, jamboree, with your pigtail sailor hanging down behind. Whip, jamboree, whip, jamboree, oh Jenny, get your old gigs done.
Now Cape Clear is in sight, we'll be off Holyhead by tomorrow night, and we'll set our course for the Perch Rock Light. Oh Jenny, get your old cakes done.
Whip, jamboree, whip, jamboree, with your pigtail sailor hanging down behind. Whip, jamboree, whip, jamboree, oh Jenny, get your old cakes done.
Now the bar ship is in sight, we're picking up the old rock light, and I will clean our flute tonight. Jenny, get your ringtail done.
Whip, Jamboree whip, jamboree with your pigtail sailor hanging down behind. Whip, jamboree whip, jamboree. Oh, Jenny, get your old pigs done.
And now we'll be hauling up the deck, and Liverpool girls to the pier do flock. There's my Ginny in a new yellow flock. Ginny, get your ringtail done.
Whip, jamboree whip, jamboree with your pigtail sailor hanging down behind. Whip, jamboree whip, jamboree. Oh, Jenny, get your old pigs done.
But when we've had 2 weeks ashore, we pack our gear for sea once more and bid farewell to Liverpool's shore. Ginny, get your old cakes done.
Whip, jamboree whip, jamboree with your pigtail sailor hanging down behind. Whip, jamboree whip, jamboree. Oh, Jenny, get your old pigs done. Whip, jamboree whip, jamboree with your pigtail sailor hanging down behind. Whip, jamboree whip, jamboree. Oh, Jenny, get your old pigs done.
Get your old cakes done.
Get your old pigs done.
Get your old cakes done.
Get your old
Jenny,
cakes
Jenny,
done.
get your old cakes done.
Jenny, get your old cakes done.
Whoop.
Whoop. Yeah, so any number of versions of that out there. Some wonderful ones. Just showing them Shantymen, our friends. Certainly they pretend to like us anyway.
Yeah.
But also the fantastic Dreadnoughts, I'm a big fan of, and they do a great version of that, of course, because they do a great version of everything.
I'm going to go over to Comments Corner,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't stop me. So here over at Comments Corner, we have 4 rounds of applause from Marion Bouchette, our British Columbian correspondent all the way from Canada. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for your applause. Jonathan Brindle is in America. He says that was a lot of fun. I think he actually meant Candlelight Fisherman.
Oh.
Michelle Gallagher has a little guess at hulking. Does it mean turning green and shedding clothing? Okay, seriously, does it mean a large, tall person trudging around? Could be. I prefer the first though. Pat Briggs wonders, does it mean huge, big? And Janet Tatton, she also says, does it mean huge? Janet, I don't recognise your name from Comments Corner. If you're new to us, you're very, very welcome. So thank you for hazarding a guess. Hazel Rumble says, hulking, carrying cargo. Could be. That sounds like a good guess. Marion Bouchette says, hulking, is it a verb to mean to gain weight during a pandemic? I.e., have you noticed how your friends take up more and more of the Zoom screen due to hulking? Yeah, by friends, do you mean Stephen and I? And Michelle Gallagher says, whoop! And 4 rounds of applause. Thank you very much, Michelle.
Okay, we're going to do a song now. I'm going to let Paul start to explain this because I'm going to search for something while Paul explains this.
Yes, now this is a song, a very good song by the name of Shoals of Herring. Most of you will know it. It's a fantastic number, and it really sounds like a very authentic, not a work song exactly, but more of a ballad that you might sing. That you might sing. I'm trying to think what the phrase is.
Folk song.
No, a folksal song. Yeah, of course. And this it sounds very authentic, and it probably is based in authenticity. But in fact, it was written by Ewan MacColl. Was it written for?
It was written for singing the fishing, but it was also written after he had spent several hours in a pub in Winterton recording Sam Larner, of which we know very well. His nephew Tony, he's a rogue himself and a scallywag. And a great musician also. But after interviewing and listening to Sam Larner singing for several hours, Ewan MacColl decided to write a song in the style of all the songs that Sam had sung to him that night. And so he wrote Shoals of Herring. And
I think it was 53, wasn't it, Singing the Fishing?
Yes.
Yeah, 1953. Now, Singing the Fishing was a BBC part documentary and part dramatization, all about the herring fleet.
Funnily enough,
Yeah.
And we were extremely excited to have been
Gifted.
Yeah, I was going to say bequeathed, but I think gifted
it was gifted. Yeah,
is a better
a
word.
lovely lady by the name of Mrs. Draper of Pakefield, and her father was in fact one of the soloists in this BBC broadcast, singing the fishing.
Yeah.
And she kept it all this time, and she wanted it to be passed on to somebody that might enjoy it, and we've both enjoyed it.
And this is an original transcript of the broadcast. Actually, I should say, I just saw his name on the page there, and we should definitely say that it wasn't just Ewan McCall who wrote this song. It was also Charles Parker. He was a great musician himself, not Charlie Parker, the jazz man, but Charles Parker, the folk man, and he co-wrote this song as well. And I can't think of the name of the song, but it's actually based on an existing folk melody, Shoals of Herring. Somebody might know and comment. But if it comes to us, we'll blurt it out mid-song. But this is Paul with Shoals of Herring.
With our nets and gear we're faring. Oh, it was a fine and pleasant day. Out of Yarmouth Harbour we was faring, as a cabin boy on a sailing lugger, for to go and hunt the shoals of herring. Oh, the work was hard and the hours were long, and the treatment sure it took some bearing. There was little kindness and the kicks were many, as we hunted for the shoals of herring. Oh, we fished the swath and the broken bank. I was cook and I'd a caught a sharing, and I used to sleep standing on my feet, and I dream about the shoals of herring. Oh, we left the home grounds in the month of June, and to Canny Shields we soon were bearing, with 100 cran of the silver darlings that we'd taken from the shoals of herring. Now you're up on deck, you're a fisherman, you can swear and show a manly bearing. Take your turn on watch with the other fellows, while you're searching for the shoals of herring. In the stormy seas and the living gales, just to earn your daily bread you're daring. From the Dover Straits to the Faroe Islands, as you're following the shoals of herring. Oh, I earned my keep and I paid my way, and I earned the gear that I was wearing. Sailed 1,000,000 miles, caught 10 million fishes. We were sailing after shoals of herring. Night and day we're faring. Come winter wind or winter gale, sweating or cold, growing up, growing old and dying, as you hunt the bonny shoals of herring. Now, when we say we're hunting the silver darlings, we're not just talking about the fishes. Because we have a very esteemed guest joining us. It's been a little while since we had a guest.
Yeah.
And actually, you may remember that song sung particularly well by one of our guests in the past. Of course, Sean, wonderful Sean, singing that from his home. A great singer. And another great singer is Alison Lucas, that we will be delighted to have joining us next week And when I say Silver Darlings, she is one of the Silver Darlings of the Silver Darlings fame.
Yeah.
And Stephen asked her if she'd be part of our next broadcast, and she amazingly said yes.
Maybe she'll let us know which darling she is, because they all have different darling names. We've already had Laura come on a long time ago, maybe like a year ago, in fact. And I think she threw the gauntlet down, Alison. She absolutely threw it, and it landed with a thwack. And so, so we're absolutely looking forward to. We've kind of I don't think we've yet performed with the Silver Darlings, or alongside or on the same bill as. And obviously not in the last year because of COVID.
Do you know that was a whole year ago? 28th of April, Laura joined us.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
How weird. How strange.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, look. I
wonder one day we'll get Captain Darling.
Yeah. Well, that was Laura. Laura's Captain Darling.
Is she?
Yeah. So anyway.
We met his nephew, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah. Let us know, won't you, Alison, which darling you are. I do know, but I've forgotten. But anyway, next week, she will be bringing a couple of songs. She's first mate. There you go. We know already. Thank you very much. She'll be bringing a couple of songs and flying the flag for women singing
she shanties.
Yeah, for singing she shanties.
She
yeah,
shanties.
Very good. So I think we're gonna do song now. It's called "Leave Her Johnny."
Yeah. Now we all know this as being the kind of song that you might sing at the end of a commission. So. When you've reached the end of that commission, however much you've been teasing the captain behind his back, or the boatswain, the first mate, any number of people, captain's cat, captain's wife, or lambasting the conditions that you sail and sleep within this boat, when it comes to the end of the commission, you may well find you're a little bit sad to leave her. So this song is an encouragement that leave her you must. Leave Her Johnny. It's number 8 in the Rogue Shanty Chorus repertoire. Please do sing along.
And in the Roud Folk Index, it's 354. All the times were hard and the wages low.
Leave her Johnny, leave her Johnny.
Anyway, we normally do this as quite a kind of maudlin or quite torpid version, but we're not going to do it. We're gonna kick some butt with this. Let's.
Yeah, good point.
All the times were hard and the wages low. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. And now ashore we must go, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the wind's done blown. It's time for us to leave her. There's no more voyages around Cape Horn. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. We know the weather's never warm, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the wind's done blown. It's time for us to leave her. The old man swears and the mate swears too. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. The crew all swears, but so would you. And it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the wind's down blown. It's time for us to leave her. I thought I heard the old man say, leave her, Johnny, leave her. Tomorrow you will get your pay. It's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the wind's to blow. It's time for us to leave her. Will not wear nor steer nor stay. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. her sails and gear all carried away, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the winds unblown. It's time for us to leave her. Now the rats have gone and we the crew. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. While now it's sure we'll go too, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the winds done blow. It's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her like a man. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her while you can. And it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the winds done blown. It's time for us to leave her. Oh, old man, you're gonna lose your crew. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. We've had enough of the ship and you, and it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the winds do blow. It's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is done and the winds done blow. It's time for us to leave her. Pull away your running gear and blow, boys, blow. Tell you of the clipper ships running in and out. Say you'll take 500 whales before you're 6 months out. Singing, blow your winds a morning, blow your winds I-oh. Haul away your running gear and blow, boys, blow. Skippers on the after deck are squinting at the sails, when up above the lookout spots a mighty school of whales singing, blow your winds a morning, blow your winds I-oh. Haul away your running gear and blow, boys, blow. Then lower down the boats, my boys, and after him we'll travel. But if you get too near his tail, he'll kick you to the devil, singing, blow your winds a morning, blow your winds I-oh. Haul away your running gear and blow, boys, blow. When we get home, our ship made fast, and we get through our sailing. A brimming glass around we'll pass and hang this blubber whaling, singing, blow your winds a morning, blow your winds I-oh. Haul away your running gear and blow, boys, blow. Blow, boys, blow. Blow, boys, blow. Blow, boys, blow. Okay, yeah, so like we're mashing everything up tonight. Never mind.
I'm going to go to Comments Corner. That's what I'm going to do. Ta-da. Here we are in Comments Corner. Thank you very much for everybody that has been in touch and made some comments. And, oh, look at the time. Well, who would have thought it would go so quickly? Sarah Jordan offers 4 rounds of applause. Michelle Gallagher loves the tempo of Leave Her Johnny. Me too. Sarah Jordan offers another guest for hulking And I'm just going to go back to Hulkin, just in case there's a few people that want to squeak in their guess for Hulkin. From Suffolk Words and Phrases by Edward Moore. Sarah Jordan ponders, is it another, would it be stripping out a ship of her fixtures to take her down to a hulk? I like that one. Very in keeping with Leave Her Johnny. Yeah, good guess. I'm not going to tell you yet, though. And what else do we have from Comments Corner? Marion Bouchette says, liking the rousing version. Thank you very much. Charlie Moore says, amazing. And not too sure what to, though. And Tracy Barnard, or Kev, says, always good to mash and a few bangers. Great stuff. And he's not just talking about bangers and mash, I don't think. He also said that Baby Shanty might be joining us very soon. That would be great. And that would be particularly great because, not next week, because we have lovely Alison Lucas joining us, but we were wondering who in their right mind, who would like to join us live on a Shanty session. So it won't be episode 56 unless we're desperate for material. But from episode 58 onwards, what we're going to do is, if you're interested, get in touch with us just for a couple of minutes at a time, just to have a little bit of chat. Ideally, if you're one of our regular rogues that meets at the Seagull Theatre. And if you're wondering what our regular rogues look like, I'm going to tell you. Well, I'm going to show you. So you can see, this is our Rogue Shanty Chorus. Fantastic group of people that all meet to sing and celebrate the Shanty songs and the culture and the traditions and the heritage of fishing in particularly the East Coast, but all across the UK and the world. So yeah, if you fancy joining us in these sessions just for a couple of minutes at a time, do get in touch. We'll let you know what the link is. And if you have a smartphone or a tablet or a laptop or a PC or anything like that that would give you access to it, you're welcome to come on and join us for a bit of a chat, or who knows what else. Yeah, please do get in touch if you'd like to do that.
Please do.
Yeah. Jonathan Brindle says, that sounds like so much fun. Well, we happen to know that you have quite a lot of fun already, so you should know. But hopefully it'll be fun and not traumatic for anybody joining us.
No, is that enough from you, Paul? Or?
Yeah, that's plenty.
Yeah, he's stopped talking now. He's given up. Okay, well, so I think we've got time for just a couple more songs, really. And Paul and I, we recently guested on the Waveney May Day 2021 Livestream Festival. My goodness, that's a long. I don't think they made it as long as that. I made it sound a lot longer as a title, but it's a wonderful event that happens every single year, and I think this is the first year that it's gone online in response to the pandemic. But it commemorates workers' rights and International Workers' Day, and so we did a couple of obviously work songs because they're shanties, but we also did this next song, which is a wonderful song by Stan Rogers. And Stan Rogers' brother apparently said something like he was known as such an erstwhile sailor, but if truth be told, he'd get seasick walking across a wet lawn. And I love that quote.
Me too.
This one, we're going to dedicate this one to Marion, because she is such a loyal tuner-inner. I don't know what's the word. Watcher. That's it. Yeah. And she brings a taste of interculturality to our streams here. So thank you, Marion, for always leaving us lovely comments, for tuning in, and also she sent us some wonderful gifts as well in the form of Canadian folk songbooks and CDs. So I hope this is okay. This one, Marion. Paul's going to come along and join me when he's finished. I think he's doing his eBay or something.
Yeah. Just trying to remember the tune.
Okay, I'll start it if you can't remember.
No, I got it.
She went down last October in a pouring, driving rain. The skipper he'd been drinking, and the mate he felt no pain. Too close to 3 Mile Rock, and she was dealt her mortal blow, and the Mary Ellen Carter settled low. There was just us 5 aboard her when she finally was awash. We'd worked like hell to save her, all heedless of the cost. and the groan she gave as she went down, it caused us to proclaim we'd make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Rise again, rise again, rise again. Let her name not be lost to the knowledge of men, all those who loved her best and were with her till the end, will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again.
Well, the owners wrote her off, not a nickel would be spent. She gave 20 years of service, then met her sorry end. But insurance paid the loss to us, they let her rest below. Then they laughed at us and said we had to go. But we talked of her all winter, some days around the clock. She's worth $250,000, a float tank at the dock. And with every jar that hit the bar, we swore we would remain and make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again.
Rise again, rise again, rise again. Let her name not be lost to the knowledge of men, all those who loved her the best and were with her till the end, will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. All spring now we've been on her, on a barge lent by a friend. 3 guys a day in hard at suit, and twice I've had to bend. Thank God it's only 60 feet and the currents here are slow, or I'd never have the strength to go below. But we patched her rents, stopped her vents, docked hatch and porthole down, put cables to her fore and aft and girded her around. Tomorrow noon we hit the air and then take up the strain and make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Rise again, rise again, rise again, rise again. Let her name not be lost to the knowledge of men, all those who loved her best and were with her till the end, will make the Mary Ellen Carter rise again.
Oh, we couldn't leave her there, you see, to crumble into scale. She'd saved our lives so many times, living through the gale. And the laughing drunken rats who left her to a sorry grave, they won't be laughing then another day. And you to whom adversity has dealt the final blow, with smiling bastards lying to you everywhere you go, turn to and put out all your strength of arm and heart and brain, and like the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Rise again, rise again, rise again, rise again. Though your heart may be broken and life about to end, no matter what you lost, be it a home, a love, a friend, then like the Mary Ellen Carter rise again. Okay, I think we're going to have to reveal the word of the week before maybe we do one more song. We'll see what time there is left. Yes, so the word of the week is, in fact, hulking. And we've had a few guesses on what this word could mean.
But we're going to tell you right now what it actually is. Hulking, or hulkin, is a lazy, overgrown, idle fellow. Also, somewhat contradictorily, he says, easy for him to say, a piece of skin chafed off the hand by hard work. I worked till Hulkins came off his hands. So there you go. It's either someone who's very lazy, a big guy, usually a farm worker, I guess, since old Edward more concerns himself with the rural community, Or it's a piece of skin that you lose also through, I guess, working as a farmhand, maybe. We just want to finish before, or rather, I want to just read out before we finish a little excerpt from this wonderful book, A Suffolk Calendar by Ellen Jobson. We concern ourselves a lot with Suffolk because, well, hey, that's where we're based. That's where the people who attend our Rogue Shanty Chorus mostly live within, and we think that Suffolk is a beautiful place and has a wonderful heritage to celebrate. Of course, every other county does as well, but that's where we live. And in this book, Alan Jobson says, May the 1st, May Day. This was a great occasion when Merry England came to life with celebrations local and general, and all the horses came out with decorations supplied by the local milliner in braided tails and flowing ribbons. This poem particularly was recited often in Suffolk on this day. 1st of May is Garland Day, 2nd of May is Steptoe Day. Knock at the knocker, ring at the bell, please for a penny for singing so well. This is the day, and here is our May, the finest ever seen. It is fit for the Queen. So pray, ma'am, give me a cup of your cream. It says here, the mayors went round the villages at 3 o'clock in the morning, thank you very much, and left a branch of may at every door. Later, when folks were about and awake, they returned to collect the offerings. So once again, this was another pretext to pass around the hat. Seems rather a common theme with farmhands, with ploughboys, with rural workers, that they often had any chance they could to beg, basically. And it says, once again, this pretext, this was another pretext to pass around the hat. And a further poem goes, now we've been rambling all the night and some part of the day, and now we're returning back again. We've brought you a branch of May. A branch of May we've brought you here, and at your door it shall stand. It is but a sprout, but 'tis well budded out by the work of the good Lord's hand. Arise, arise, yon dairy maid, arise from your drowsy dream, and step into your dairy house for a sup of your sweet cream. And if not a sup of your sweet cream, fetch a bowl of your brown beer. And if I should live and flourish here, I'll call on another year. He notes that this was last sung in 1898. He says that with some authority, so we're going to assume it was correct. And he says in Suffolk, it was customary in most farmhouses for any servant who could bring in a branch of hawthorn in full bloom to receive a dish of cream for breakfast. He also goes on to note, and I'll finish there, if you sweep the house with blossomed broom in May, you are sure to sweep the head of the house away. Okay, so if you want to get rid of your fella, that's what you need to do. We know now, thanks to Mr. Jobson. Okay, so we're going to finish now with this is a song. It's in the Roud Folk Index 1191. It's known as A Jug of This, or Ye Mourners All. We know it and we sing it as Ye Mariners All. It's published in 1840 in a penny songbook, and it was only later attached to a melody which was collected by the Hammond brothers, who were ethnomusicologists, or certainly that term didn't exist when they were around. They were just known as folk song collectors and archivists, and there was a big drive to do that around the early 20th century. And they collected this in they collected the melody in 1907 from Marina Russell. She was a Dorset lady, a fine folk singer, and of great renown locally and nationally, in fact. And she had a huge repertoire, if slightly failing memory at that point. And this always seems to get a laugh when we do this live, but they weren't. Neither of them were quite sure whether they heard her sing Ye Mariners All or Ye Mourners All. So we sing it as Mariners because obviously that's what we sing about. But this is our final song, and I think we're going to be a minute or two late for Zoom. We would encourage you to come on over to Zoom, please. If you're going to go there at 8:30, well, I'm still talking, so it's not going to happen. But we'll be a minute or two late. Please come over. If you want to know where the details are, www.thevoicecloud.co.uk/Zoom. Okay. Ye mariners all, as you pass by, call in and drink if you are dry. Come spend, my lads, your money brisk, and pop your nose in a jug of this. Oh, mariners all, if you have a crown, You're welcome all for to sit down. Come spend, my lads, your money brisk, and pop your nose in a jug of this. Oh, tipplers all, as you pass by, come in and drink if you are dry. Call in and drink, think not amiss, and pop your nose in a jug of this. Oh, when I'm in my grave and dead, and all my sorrows are past and fled, transform me then into a fish, and let me swim in a jug of this. You mariners all, as you pass by, call in and drink if you are dry. Come in, sit down, think not amiss, to pop your nose in a jug of this. So end it on a high. That's what they always say. We're going to say thanks very much for tuning in. We're back again next week with the wonderful, the lovely Alison Lucas from the Silver Darlings. And right now we're heading over to Zoom. So if you want to come for a chat, even if you don't want to chat, you just want to see another face and you haven't seen anyone for a long time, come and see us there and you'll be very welcome. Okay, bye.